So creating a dedicated questions area in your Google Classroom is a best practice in online instruction. It allows students to post in a public forum, much like a discussion board, and have a public response. Now, if students need to have a private conversation with you, then they need to use those channels. So what I'm talking about right now is just having a dedicated public space where maybe students are having technical issues or maybe they have some questions about the assignment. So how much you want to do that? Well, I would say probably your best place to go would be going to the Classwork tab right up here. And I would create a dedicated space, perhaps even using a discussion question. So I'm going to use a discussion question here. And I'm going to call this Mr. Bergman's Help Desk. Now what I've done is I've created a little write-up here for students. Now I just reassure them that this spot is for class-related questions, and I give some examples right here. Are you having trouble understanding instructions or locating materials? Or are you having technical issues? Then what I did is I just put down some guidelines. You know, all questions are made public, and I'm going to post a response so that everyone can see. And if you don't feel comfortable asking your questions, you can email me. The other thing is ask your question below and maybe say that you'll try to get back to it in, by the end of the day in 24 hours. Kids need to know that it's not going to be an instantaneous response because let's face it, right now at the times that we're in, that can be very difficult. And then also, this is not a chat session to connect with your classmates. Therefore, you can turn off the feature where they can reply to classmates. So doing that in the discussion questions section is right here. You can actually turn it off so students can reply to each other. I have it turned off so that students cannot. You can make this right here it's ungraded, and I'm going to have no due date. And so what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit ask. And so it's going to ask this question. It's right up here. Now that might be difficult for some students to see, so I would recommend possibly creating what is called a topic. It's sort of like a label, and maybe do this, need help, ask here, okay? So then I would just drag this up. Actually, I'm sorry, drag that down, and there you go. There's where you can ask your questions. So that's how I would recommend doing it in Google Classroom. Another way you could do it too is you could simply go to the stream. You could go right here. You could post a response just like this, and then go ahead and hit post. Now the problem with this is that students may actually post their questions up here, and your question is going to get pushed down continuously. So in order to make that not happen, or every single or for students to post in the wrong place, just simply click right here, the settings gear, go down to the general section, and right here where it says stream, just have students can only comments. Then what you can do is you can actually hit save, and then that will automatically save. Now, the good part of this is it's on the front. The bad part of this is that if you post things such as new assignments, this is going to get pushed down. Okay, so maybe the best place to go would be right here with the Classwork tab where you put your responses. So having that dedicated space is an awesome way for students to connect with you and get the questions that they need, even if you're not available.